Thanks for stopping by Block Market Television. Uh, Hit the like, subscribe. I appreciate y'all. Y'all could have been doing anything, but you took the time out to watch the video, so thank you. I'm gonna tell y'all a little story about. Well, not really a story, just what it was like for me being locked up in Clark County. That's Las Vegas. Uh, Being from the East Coast and out there on the West Coast, not knowing the politics and rules of how they jail versus how we jail on this side. So one of the first things that really uh took me was my initial going in. Like the first question that intake asked me, it wasn't my name, my social security number, my date of birth. First question they asked me was, what gang you in? So me, coming from the East Coast, and at the time that I was out there, it wasn't a big, I mean, we had gangs on the East Coast, but it wasn't a big population of gang like it is now. So my first answer was like, man, I ain't in no gang. I'm from down south, and we don't even bang down south because, like I said, it wasn't no big banging of down south. You had a couple gangs, but like it is now, it was nothing like that. He was like, all right, so they put me in the one big holding tank. And man, this holding tank probably had about 60 people in it, and it probably was fit for about 20. Talking about, man, this thing was super packed, like super packed. And I hear a lot of cuz and cuz and cuz. So I figured that they put me in with the crip tank because off top they don't mix. Like they rarely mix. What I went through, I didn't see no mixing. None. Um, so that was like the first holding tank. And it was like they kept you there for like a day because it's like a 3-day different movement to a different holding tank before you get upstairs. Now, the first 2 days in the different tanks, it was cool. You know, I met a couple guys. It was cool. So right before you get ready to go upstairs, they take you to them back holding tanks. And just like when you're going, because you only know the first couple of days, you only know, like me, I was in on some fugitive hold. The U.S. Marshals had tracked me down out there. So I was on some different stuff. So I didn't know that I had to go to the ninth floor, which was the fugitive floor. But before I take y'all up to the ninth floor, I'm gonna tell you about the third day in this holding tank. Something I seen and let me knew what type of facility that I was in that made my intensity. You know, like you have to adapt to your surroundings. So what I seen and I witnessed, it made me say, okay, you gotta go back to this. You gotta bring him out. You can't let him stay on the shelf right now. You gotta bring him out. So all right, it's probably like 12, maybe 14, 12 to 14 people in a holding tank that really built for two people, 3 people. So it's packed, like people sleeping like curled up, and like you got like three dudes sleeping side by side on the benches and stuff like that. It's like really packed up in here. Like like people sleeping on the toilet because it's like super packed up in here. So in the middle of the night, I hear, I know the hell you didn't just do that. So, but the way he said it, it was so aggressive that he woke everybody up. And the thing about it is that this dude, the whole time, he had been like one of the most calmest, respectfulest people in this whole tank. Like he showed the aggression that came out of him. He displayed it zero in his character. But this was needed, and it was very well received and disciplined. Um, so he say, man, you see all us in here? You got the dashes to piss on the floor. So what done happened is, like I say, somebody sleeping on the toilet. So a white guy, I don't know, you could tell You could tell he ain't been jailing because he would never did it. Because you tell this probably his first time in jail. He ain't been jailing, so he couldn't have been. Nah, because you wouldn't did it. You'd have woke the dude up on the toilet and just told him to use the bathroom first before you did that. So he did urinated on the floor. Man, this guy grabbed him, man. I'm talking about when he grabbed him by the collar and took his head and put his head down by the piss and said, "Now take your clothes off." Like, and when he hesitated, he smacked him. I'm talking about like it wasn't no punch. He smacked him. He never punched him one time. In all the licks he gave him, he never punched him. He smacked him. I'm talking when I say he put the fiercest smacks in his face, like he smacked him and smacked him and smacked him and smacked him like. And as he's smacking him, he putting his head closer to the piss. And he's smacking him like. And then as he's smacking him, right, he talking to him though. He tell him like, "Look at all us in here, man. How you gonna disrespect everybody in here? Like he ain't just smacking him, like no, are you a chump type stuff. He's smacking him as and he disciplining him. I'm talking about I mean, he's smacking him and he's smacking him like, man. By the time he got finished smacking him, man, white dude was in, man. He had nothing on but his boxers, taking all his clothes. Man, when he got finished wiping that floor, man, a mop couldn't have cleaned that floor as good as he did. I'm talking about. And then, like, my man made him put his clothes back on and made him sit down. I'm talking about, and ain't nobody. I'm talking about nobody. I'm talking about the whole time this went on, ain't nobody budge. I'm talking about ain't nobody flinch. Ain't nobody, I'm talking about ain't nobody. Everybody sat there and just watched it and watched it. And when he got finished, they dapped him. I did too, cause you violate the whole holding cell with this. And like that was my first, like, and I say I was in there like 3 days then. So for me being from the East Coast, it get busy. I ain't even gonna lie. East Coast got some of the worstest you gonna be in. Man, the joint downtown Atlanta, man, they got some of the worstest joints you ever gonna be in. But excuse me. But from that, my intensity went up. So they shoot me upstairs, go to the ninth floor. So when you first get there, it's it's so packed. So when you first get there, they got army cots. So you don't go into a cell, you gotta sleep out in the open ward part on an army cot. So that's where I met. And like I said, they had put me in the crip ward. And this was like my first time really, really learning about crips, because I never been in the crip. Well, I ain't gonna lie, like, because before I got caught when I was in Vegas, I met some Crips and I met some folks and stuff like that. But I didn't never get into their world. I just met some, you know what I mean? But when they put me up here on this ninth floor in this unit with probably like 65% Crips, the rest was a couple white guys, and you had your Hispanics, different nationality of Hispanics. So just not gonna put one, because you had Dominican, Cubans, Mexicans, you had your Spanish, and like your Latinos, and like one thing that I knew, one thing I learned the first day, that they don't mix races. Like down south, your roommate might be white, you have a Mexican roommate, but out there, nah, your roommate gonna be your race. They don't even mix races. Like, and then when they do, you gotta sign forms, you know what I mean, to like on approval of I want to be there. So my days out there on the cot, you know what I'm saying? I got kind of chill, because I was out there like 30 some days fighting extradition. You know what I mean? So I got kind of like introduced to their world, but I got to mingle and mix with some. And I learned a lot of respect, man. And I seen like, okay, at a certain time every day, the Crips used to get up and go work out. Like every time, every day. Every day. Every last one of them. So my man, I ain't gonna say his name, but the guy that I was kicking it with like the most, he was from Great Street. So he was really telling me about how they politic and whoop out there in Great Street. So, but it was Crips in there from all over. But every day they would get up and go work out. So I asked him, I said, man, why y'all do that every day at the same time? He was like, man, it's mandatory. He was like, see, when we go to the pen, we gotta be physically fit online. He was like, it can't be no you slacking because you weren't working out. So he was like, I was there like 3, 4 days when I had asked him that. So he was like, man, you want to come out there and get it in with us? Because, like being from, well, me being, having been incarcerated prior, I knew that the first thing, like as soon as I hit the unit and they gave my cot, like the very first day, like as soon as I hit the unit, hit my cot, the very first thing I did was went on the rec field. Like, like they had it open. I went on the rec field. Like, and it wasn't like, it was for more than one reason. One reason is, you know, it can go down on the rec field. So you can't be afraid to go out there on that rec field. You know what I'm saying? So I just went on out on the rec field because I need to clear my mind and like, so, but like I say, it wasn't like you gotta hit the rec field. Like you gotta hit that rec field. That respect comes from, being a man. Like it ain't no Billy Badass, no tough guy stuff. It's just like you gotta go out and be a man. So, but on the same token, I was learning how they jailed out there and they rules and they politics and like they way of getting through. Like we make setups, they made burritos. You know what I'm saying? Like the burrito was banging too. Like everything that like what we was doing over here was different. The officers was even different. Like they officers actually treated you with respect. Like they was very firm. Like I seen them and them some big. I don't know where they grew them motherfuckers at, man. Excuse me, but that man, people so big out there. I don't know where they grew them people at. It makes sense, man. I don't know where they grew, what kind of farm they were growing. I mean, we got some big country people down south, but boy, they got some. Man, I don't know where they grew them people at. Ain't no way they got that many big people like that I seen out there like that. COs, ain't no way they got that many. Where they growing them at? I mean, for real, like, them some big people, but the dudes in there too. I ain't gonna lie. I remember these two dudes, and both of them was fighting murder. See, in this unit I was in, it's ninth floor. Everything up there bad. Everything in there. Murder, armed robbery, bank robbery, kidnapping, all kind of assaults. Like, wasn't no rapists in there though. I ain't even joke. Wasn't even no rapists in there. Fugitives, and I just landed in there because my charges was violent and I was fugitive. So I went to the ninth floor and like I say, I learned. I did my time. I met people. Met a smooth old dude, Diamond. You know what I'm saying? He was smooth. So, I met people and, it was cool. I'm going to give y'all another part two of what I was like in the Clark County Bates Detention Center when I seen the ride pop off between the races. Like I say, totally different out there. Totally different, man. So, y'all check in. Thank y'all for y'all time. Hit the like and subscribe, share, help me grow. I appreciate you. Block Market Television.